Hi, this is Lynn.
And this is Paul, and we are
Along the Way.
Along the Way. We're glad to have you with us. So today, we thought we would tackle the topic of how to handle disputes in the church. Not that you've ever had any, but so.
I mean, some things can be as fraction making as selecting the color of paint for the sanctuary.
Yeah, because everybody's got an opinion. I think you were telling me about one pastor who had a novel solution for this. We're not recommending this, but
no, he took the
color chips,
the color strips that you get from the store. He tacked them to the wall, and they took a dart and tossed it, and where it hit was the color of the sanctuary.
There you go. How about that for interior design? So
not the way to handle it.
No, but you know, there's probably a little bit of a gem of wisdom in there somewhere, and that is that the more voices you have in a decision like that, the more confusion you're going to have. So you want to establish a small group of people to make decisions of that nature and give them authority. You may not like the color they come up with. Let your presence be a guiding presence. But if you give someone the responsibility to do it, you have to give them the authority to do it as well. I mean, unless it's really outlandish. The nice thing about paint, when it's that kind of issue, you can paint again.
You can paint again, but you might hurt somebody's feelings.
Right.
So the question is how to approach them in the way that and that you make creative suggestions without telling them what to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you've been very good at that. Better
as I got older.
Well, yeah.
and part of that is because I think, you know, as pastors, we don't want to hurt feelings. And so we might start out well, have a small committee of people who are responsible for that. But Grandma so-and-so comes along with her own idea, and we don't want to hurt her feelings. So we thought,
and Grandma so-and-so comes along with the money for that.
Yeah. And with the money, the theory is comes the power. I've always been a little resistant to that,
but that happens a lot.
It does.
In churches where the person who feels they've donated the most, they have the right to say what is what.
Yeah. So here's a tip there. Make it clear, abundantly clear early on, that kind of approach never flies. That's not how the body of Christ works. And you can do that gently, and you can do it educationally before it even comes up. Mm-hmm. So there is that. But the other side of it is that disputes happen, and so you want to get ahead of the curve early when they do. So if someone comes to you from outside the designated circle who's responsible for a decision on color or whatever it's going to be, don't give that person coming to you from the outside the impression that they have as much say and authority in this as the group does. Instead, direct them to the group. Say, you know what, these are the folks to talk to about that. And a decision is theirs, but go ahead and talk to them. That way you're not shutting them off, nor are you endorsing their point of view. And you're deflecting.
Yeah, but as a pastor, that saves you a bunch of arguments. And, you know, somebody might get their nose bent out of joint, and then that's helping with another area. But giving them the opportunity to interact with the people who are making the decision is always important.
Yeah.
And, you know, pea soup green is just not going to fly some places.
Right. But you don't always have the liberty to say that in a way that's going to be constructive. So here's also where your role as a pastor can be very effective in settling disputes. You know that people may come to this committee or whatever that's given the responsibility. You can then educate the committee. on how they respond to input from and suggestions from the outside. And so then they become partners with you in settling disputes before they become disputes.
And you've done that before with other issues, helping those people involved in a disruption how to handle the disruption so that you're not handling it, but they are.
Yes.
And that is the key to growing a healthy church.
Sure it is.
I mean, you want people to share the love of Christ openly and honestly with other people, and we all have a variety of opinions.
And as a pastor, most of us who are called to that role, we are shepherds. We care about people, and so we see two people who are at odds with each other. We want to step in and make it right. When biblically, Matthew 18, our role is to help them make it right with each other. And so the most you can do, the best you can do in directing people to settle their own disputes and not become a third party in it, the better. So if you can do that, that's a great step forward.
Absolutely.
This is such a huge topic, and
oh yeah,
and
it could take a long time. We could dispute it even.
We could,
but we're not going to.
Okay. However, if you have an issue like that that's going on, and you're saying, "Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but that really doesn't approach what I'm faced with," let us know about it. We'd love to hear about it, and perhaps we can speak into that, if not publicly, perhaps even privately with you. So we encourage you to do that.
And if you found this helpful, we ask you to like, subscribe, and share.
Yes.
And
please do.
It helps us get it further down the road with YouTube.
We appreciate your prayer support. If you would like to have us come to your place of ministry, please contact us. We'll see what we can arrange. As when we retire, that's going to be our goal. We're a little more limited now, but it's not impossible. So let us know. In the meantime, this is Paul.
And this is Lynn.
And we are along the way. We'll see you along the way.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.